What's up, YouTube? It's Young Man's Daily Red Pill. Back with another upload. I appreciate you guys for clicking on my videos, liking my content, sharing my content, just growing this community. If you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button and like the video, and let's dive into this topic. With all this time I've had on my hands just in quarantine, just being able to think and kind of just reflect on the person I am, the man I am today, the decisions I've made in my past and my relationships that I want to maintain, that I want to break down in the future. I think it's all good that we as men take this time to reflect on the relationships that we have in our life in general, not just with women, just with people in general. We have to seriously consider if our relationships are taking away from our time, our resources, our emotions, because oftentimes, without even really realizing it, if you take a step back and look at your own life, look at the decisions you've made, look at the people you surround yourself with, you will see that there are a lot of negative people in your life, people that take away rather than add to your life. And I've been thinking about this a lot lately and thinking about the people that add quality to my life and add things that I want to use and I want to build off of and positive things. And then there's people that are negative, pessimistic people, people that don't want to be on my same wavelength and my same energy levels and contribute positive energy out there into the universe instead of negative energies. And I think that, and I've been thinking that a lot of it has to do with reality versus expectation. And a lot of us really can't wrap our heads around this. I'd say a lot of humans, and myself included, we have a expectation of how someone's going to be, an expectation that someone's going to come through, someone's going to be on time, someone's going to treat us a certain type of way, someone's going to speak to us a certain type of way, interact with us a certain type of way, encourage us, whatever it is. When in reality, in the actual reality of things, they're only there to tear you down and they haven't really contributed anything meaningful to your life. And that's something that I feel like a lot of us have time now to reflect on, because we have time in this down period where we're at home and we're able to reflect on a lot of things in our life. And I'm looking back at my own life and I'm thinking there's a lot of relationships, there's a lot of things where I need to understand that my expectations of this person, I need to throw those away completely, because the only expectations I can control are my own. And I want you guys to understand that as well. The only expectations you should have are of yourself, okay? You should ask yourself the question, how do I shift my expectations from other people onto myself? A lot of people get angry with others because of maybe something they've done or they haven't met their expectations, but in reality, you have to reflect back on yourself and understand this. You have control over your personal goals and your expectations and why you haven't met them yet. And you have to really think and dig deep sometimes and do a little bit of soul searching every once in a while and understand that it's maybe not this other person and their expectations, but it's more so my expectations of myself is what I can control. So instead of focusing on other people's and expecting them to be a certain type of way, I need to channel that energy and focus inward onto myself and do a little bit of self-reflection. Because self-reflection, if you haven't done it yet, if you guys don't meditate, I meditate. I try to meditate once a day, early in the morning. It helps you relax and it totally releases your mind from all the strains of this world, everything that holds us down. You have expectations of yourself in all relationships. Now, whether that's the words you use to speak, the energy, the time, how much money you're spending or money you're sacrificing, and emotions. Now, you have to channel all of those things into things that are productive. And you're in control of this. Remember, a lot of times we tend to shift blame and shift focus on the things that we can't control. Like maybe it's a woman that you had in your past, an ex, or whatever it is. We tend to shift blame and shift our problems and our issues because we have a certain expectation of something or someone. But in reality, we need to just be focusing on what we can control, which is our own selves, or it's our own lives. There's always gaps within our expectations versus realities. And I think a lot of times we as humans try to fill those gaps with what we want someone else to be instead of just realizing this is how they are and they're not going to change. I like to think of the fast food analogy. You pull up to the fast food window, They take your order, and then you pull up to the next window as you wait in line. And keep in mind, you have your ideal purchase in your head. You know exactly what you ordered, whatever items it was, and you expect them to get that order right. So when you pull up to the main window, when they hand you the bag, you're expecting all the items to be in there. But oftentimes, sometimes the food comes out cold, sometimes it's missing items, and sometimes, more oftentimes than not, those expectations that we had are let down. And I relate this to how in a relationship with someone, you have expectations that this person is going to love you the same way, treat you the same way, speak to you with the same manner, spend as much time and as much energy as you poured into them. But in reality, you have to realize that not all the orders are the same, that people will tend to oftentimes have too high expectations of people in their lives, when in reality they should be focusing on what they can control, which is themselves. So I just wanted to share this kind of red pill thought with you guys and encourage you guys to just focus on yourself during this time during this time to really self-reflect and focus on what you can control. Don't look to outside sources and look for the approval of other people, because other people tend to let us down a lot of times. And focus on what you can control and the time that you spend doing what you love. Especially as a man going your own way, you have a lot of time, okay? Now, I do advocate you guys listening to red pill content, but honestly, I would say some days it's okay to take off, and it's actually refreshing to get off the internet completely, okay? And it's good to sometimes just have your thoughts by yourself without any outside sources. Just you and your mind and your thoughts. I would also encourage you guys to meditate, take cold showers, continue NoFap, continue to stay celibate, seed retention. All of this is important, guys. You will be able to control your time and your energy and focus it onto things that matter instead of just wasting your seed, wasting your time, wasting your energy. Control your environment around you, because you can't control what other people do. You can only control your individual circumstances, and your circumstances are different than someone else's. And it's easy to compare ourselves and our situations with other people's and what we want out of our life with other people's, but they put in the work and they already got there, and we didn't see what they had to do in order to get to that point in their life. So I want you guys to take that, understand what I'm saying, apply it to your life. Share your thoughts in the comments, what you're going to work on this week. Love you all. Stay blessed.